Cool, live and recording. I got it right this time. That's good. Hello, everyone, and welcome. If you're joining me on the Zoom, awesome to have you here. Also, if you're joining live on Facebook, really pumped to be here and add some value for you today and really help you with something that I'm very, very passionate about. And this is overcoming limiting beliefs. So really pumped today. I think this is going to give you a step-by-step process about how knowing what a limiting belief, being able to identify it, some strategies and tips of how to overcome that, and then also how to become a powerful creator in your own life. Instead of living on that low frequency, where you're allowing those beliefs to have the better of you or to stop you in your tracks, you're having that self-sabotage, or you doubt yourself, or you have procrastination. These tools and steps are going to really help you break through that, and that's what I hope I can add to lots of value for you today. I really help you overcome those limiting beliefs and create your compelling future. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get straight into it. Let's make sure I've got this up and ready to go. Cool, bear with me, and here we go. So, as I said today, overcoming limiting beliefs and creating a compelling future. Super pumped about this. Had many experiences in my life where I've overcome limiting beliefs and be able to get the best out of circumstances in different situations in my life. One of the big things I'd like from you guys today is lots of interaction. So if you're interacting within the chat with each other, it'll be awesome. I'm going to be asking lots of questions. Also, if you're following live on Facebook, make sure you're nice and interactive in there and getting right amongst it. The more that you are interacting in there, the more you're going to get out of it. And I hope that you're going to take a lot away from this, is from my experiences of overcoming limiting beliefs, all the things I've learned through my NLP certification. So obviously, I'll just tell you a bit about myself. I'm Dylan Dix, owner and founder of A1 Elite Performance, and I am a life coach and NLP practitioner and expert timeline therapist. So big focus of mine is mindset, getting you in the right mindset to be able to create the life of your dreams. And also with the timeline therapy, being able to break out of your current circumstances, things you're struggling with, and really get breakthroughs in your life to create a better version of yourself. So super pumped to be here, and let's get into it. So what I'd like to ask you first is how to get the most out of this webinar, right? We always like to start with this, because it's really important. If you want to get the most out of this, that these are probably the 4 tips that I'd give you to maximize your learnings, but also maximize what you can take away from and implement. And the first thing being, be present. So if you're trying to do 2 or 3 things at one time, it's going to be really hard to take everything in. They say that your efficiency almost cuts in half when you're trying to do 1, 2 or more tasks rather than just focus. So be focused, be present. This will be a short time, and I can guarantee you take something away that you'll be able to implement personally within your own life. Take notes. They say 70%, you can retain 70% more information when you take notes. So I'd suggest to take notes. I'm going to ask you a few questions along the way just to pique some things in your mind and to challenge your own thinking. So you take notes, answer those questions. If you want to answer those questions within the chat, if you want to answer those questions within the live stream, that would be great. Not only obviously because you're getting nice interaction with the other people in there, but also for your learning and being able to get the most out of it. So everyone that has registered today will be getting the replay sent tomorrow with some awesome free gifts that I will be announcing at the end. So make sure you stick around to the end. It's really got a few announcements and some free gifts to be giving away, but you will have that replay. So to reference back with those things that you learn, the things you're trying to implement, because that takes me to my last key point, is take action with what you learn. And the reason being is they say knowledge is power, but really knowledge without implementation is ignorance. So realistically, everyone knows what they should do, but being able to implement it, make a plan, make it a daily practice is what's going to really take you to the next level. So take action with what you learn. Even if it's just one thing, or you take little small steps, it's really important that you take action with the things that you learn. It's really important. So what are limiting beliefs and where do they come from? So limiting beliefs we have learned and live by. They mainly come from the way we believe in ourselves, others, or the world, the way we perceive these things. And usually they come from past experiences. So some common limiting beliefs: I am not enough. So there had to be a time in your life when you felt I am not enough. We decided I am not enough. So this is a belief. This is a belief that you're having from a past experience. And this is the way you view yourself. And for an example of others, so one of the ones that could be most common was all men are cheaters, or all men cheat. So this is a belief that might have happened, you know, in your past. It might have been a relationship breakdown that you got cheated on, or maybe affair within the family. And then there's this perception or this belief that you now live by, that all men are cheaters. And the thing is, when we have these beliefs, almost that there's always situations that come into our life to justify our beliefs. So it's important that we understand what these beliefs are and are able to really know what limiting beliefs are in the different facets of our life as well. Because you can have a limiting belief in many different areas: relationships, similar to what I was just saying then, yourself, so your personal power, not being able to step into that personal power; finances, so you might be saying, I don't have enough money. And you might have money, but then at the end of the day, where focus goes, energy flows. So if you're telling yourself, I don't have money, generally you're going to the situation or your external world. As we know, change is an internal job. Your external world will then justify your belief by making that happen. I don't have enough money, or rich people are greedy. So you generally subconsciously get rid of your money if that's the case. If you think rich people are greedy, because you think that if you get money, that makes you a bad person. So the beliefs that we hold are about ourselves, others, and the world. So it's really interesting, this modeling story. So generally, some of the beliefs that we actually hold are not even our own. This story, I'm listening to the book, audio book at the moment, T. Harv Eker, The Millionaire Mind. Really, really good. If you haven't read it before, very, very interesting. He's absolutely fantastic at what he does, and absolutely love the audio. And one of the stories he talks about is, so this is a generational thing, or a modeling thing. So let's say this lady, she cuts both ends off her ham before she puts it in the oven to cook. And they ask her, why do you cut both ends off the ham? And she's like, I don't really know, to be honest. I just do it because my mum does it. And then they go ask her mother, and why do you cut the ends off the ham? And she says the same thing. I'm not really sure. I don't know why I do it. And then they go ask the grandmother and ask her, why do you cut the ends off the ham? And she says, the oven I used to have wasn't big enough. So as you can see, that we can actually model the behaviors and the beliefs of the people around us without even actually consciously knowing it. So this goes on to the next step of subconscious programming. So we can have these beliefs ingrained in us from experiences, or just modeling those people around us, and we don't even know why we're doing it. So it's really important that we understand what are limiting beliefs, how can they be holding us back, and like knowing what they are on a base level, these subconscious programming, modeling the experiences or people around us when we were younger, and knowing that these beliefs can be held about ourselves, others, or the world. So when do we know that limiting beliefs are controlling us or holding us back? So self-sabotage is a big one. I'll tell you right now, I have self-sabotaged myself shockingly over the years. And it's taken a lot of personal development to understand, to go deeper, to peel back the layers, to realize why this was happening. And it's quite funny when you really understand that, when you're digging deeper and you see these subconscious programmings that you have, and it all starts to make sense. So a little story I have: when I was doing my first half marathon in Auckland, so the Auckland half marathon, the week before, I used to play AFL. It was quite good when I was younger. Didn't play it for years. think it would have been 7 years since I had a game of AFL, and I decided it was a good idea to play an AFL game the week before I was going to run my first half marathon. And I'd been training hard. I'd really put a lot of effort into it, probably the most effort I'd put into anything when it comes to, my personal fitness or hitting my goals when it comes to doing a running event or something like that. And what do you think happened at the AFL game? That's right. I pulled my hamstring and it was quite funny, but that self-sabotage, the idea of that is I was getting so close to completing this goal that subconsciously I was self-sabotaging myself because I felt that I didn't deserve it, or I felt that I was scared to step into that power. You'll be happy to know it was only very, very minor, and I ended up running the half marathon the week after, but I got 7 kilometers in, and that same hamstring tightened. It felt like it was going to go again, and I had to get into my mind, get into my head, and just tell myself, relax, relax, relax. And it released, and I was able to finish the race. And I actually finished quite well with 4 minute 45 kilometers, which I was very, very happy with considering the hamstring the week before. But it's interesting how it's so close to the end. So you might have experienced that in your own life. So I want you to ask yourself, when recently have I got really close to achieving a goal and I've stopped myself? When have I really wanted to, excel at something, but I've self-sabotaged myself in some way? It's very interesting when we look at that and see, because I'll give you a bit of tools over the next slide to identify what the limiting belief behind that self-sabotage is. So ask yourself, is there any things recently, any experiences recently, any events recently where I've self-sabotaged myself when I've been really close to achieving my goal? Procrastination. So this is one of the biggest things, is not really self-sabotage because you already started. This is completely stopping you from starting in the first place. So you don't even want to start because that procrastination, that limiting belief is holding you. You understand these limiting beliefs, they literally can be a prison inside your mind because you're stopping yourself from taking action. You're stopping yourself from doing anything that's going to benefit you when it comes to your long-term goals and dreams. So procrastination is a huge, huge one. That's when you know there is some form of limiting belief that is internally holding you back. As I said earlier, because external change or any change in your life is an internal job. Everything we do seems to fail. This is something that's coming up in the Millionaire Mind at the moment. So it talks about when your stock options or anything you invest to, it seems to go to nothing, you end up back where you are. Generally, that's something to do with the financial thermostat and you modeling something that your parents used to do. So T. Harv Eker speaks about his dad and how he had these, he was a property developer and they'd have lots of money once they'd finished the developments, but then the scarcity mindset when he started the development, because they'd be on the bare skins of their ass, that sort of set in his mind. So he'd always do really well and then he'd end up back at square one. So everything we do seems to fail. That can be also connected back. And that's when we know there is some form of limiting belief connected there on a deeper level that we need to get past to be able to progress. And stress and anxiety, a huge one. So the survival mind, I don't know if you've heard this before, but we're the only being on this planet that can induce the survival mind or a stress response specifically from a thought. So generally this did us really well when we were cavemen and we had lions and bears and all sorts attacking us because that kept us alive. But the survival mind and us getting the stress response for either thinking about a past experience that we have emotional connections with, or thinking about a future experience which we connect to limiting belief and don't think we can do it, we can actually have that stress response within our body, increased heart rate, and when we're in that state, it's really hard to do things really well, but also really hard to make decisive decisions or work with things with clarity. So that's when we know there is some form of belief. If we're generally always stressed or always in that feeling of the survival mind, like I just explained, then there's clearly going to be either a past experience where you're holding on to negative emotions or a limiting belief that is seriously holding you back. I just want you to ask yourself, is there any times with this where, any investments or any projects you've started, businesses, and has that failed? Is there any times where that's happened for you, where everything just seems to fall apart? And that's when you can peel back the layers and understand that on a deeper level, there probably is a limiting belief connected with that. Understand and assess your limiting beliefs. So bring them to the forefront of your awareness, because like I said, most beliefs are subconscious. So we actually need to bring them to the awareness, because they might be deep-seated so far in the subconscious you don't even know they're going on. And it's like the modeling thing I explained earlier. They can be self-sabotaging and making you procrastinate, really stopping you in your tracks, and you don't even know why. And that's a really difficult place to be. So it's important to bring them to the forefront of your awareness, and to be able to tackle them and to be able to create new beliefs. The biggest thing to assess these or to identify is ask yourself better questions. So why do I keep self-sabotaging myself? One of the things that is a really good exercise to do, which I would like everyone to do here now, is, so finish the sentence. I am not stopping, or I am stopping myself, or not, sorry, I am not starting my business, or let's say if it's a procrastination, so you're not starting something because, and then finish the sentence. So what you want to do is come up with an event, a specific event that's going on with you now. It could be a relationship, it could be with money, it could be within your business, your career, it could be personally. I am not starting my fitness journey because, and the reason might be I am scared to fail. So there's a limiting belief that failing has a connection with hurt. And then another one, I am not starting to invest my money. That's another quite simple one, because I am scared I'm going to lose all my money. So there would be some form of, fear of, or not being able to accept abundance, or fear of losing money, or the limiting belief that, like I was speaking about before, the rich are greedy, or there's not enough money to go around. That's one of the most common back in the day. Wouldn't you agree? Everyone agree that there's enough money in the world for us all to be millionaires? There definitely is, 100%. So that, once again, is that limiting belief. But asking of these questions, so I am, and then an event that's going on, or something that's happening in your life where you're not taking action, or you find that everything's falling apart, and because, and finish the sentence. And you'll find at that end of that sentence, you start being able to identify and understand on a deeper level what's going on. And some of the most common limiting beliefs, or three of the most common: I am not enough. That's so common. People not feeling like they're enough, feeling, just feeling not good enough generally. And number two, I'm not worthy of love. So feeling like they're not worthy of their own love, but also feeling like they're not worthy of the others around them. And then the third, the fear of abandonment. So being scared of losing the people around you. I know that was a big one for me. Probably all three of them were huge for me. Done a lot of work, but asking yourself better questions about these. Also another tactic to do is remove yourself from an event. So an event where you're really struggling, an event where you're not getting the outcome that you wish. Remove yourself from the event. And what I mean by that is have a third person perspective. Take yourself out of your shoes and have a third person perspective of the situation, and you're going to be able to see it differently, look at it differently, maybe understand at a deeper level why am I feeling this way in this situation? Why am I stopping myself? Why am I procrastinating? Why am I self-sabotaging? And it's just those better questions, that different point of view is really going to help. I know that's helped me overcome a lot of things, have better relationships, really step into a better version of myself, have better relationships with family, friends, just being able to have that third perspective. Because at the end of the day, there's when it comes to any form of arguments or people going tit for tat, generally there's two sides and there's the truth. So it's important to have a look at that from a different perspective to understand, what limiting beliefs and what's creating this reaction from me. Assessing also with your limiting beliefs, is this truth or just a belief or story I'm telling myself? So generally these beliefs or limiting beliefs can be stories I'm telling. I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money. This is a story that we can tell ourselves specifically that is going to not empower us. And is this the truth? I don't have enough time. Everyone's got the same amount of time. You know, we have some of the most successful people in the world. They've overcome massive adversities, massive limiting beliefs. You have Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan. So there's some of my favorite that have overcome, David Goggins, overcome massive adversity, massive limiting beliefs, and been able to create new, more empowering stories and really believe in themselves and take it to the next level. So you need to ask yourself something that's true. Like, if I put my hand on a fire, I'm going to burn my hand. That's truth. I am not good enough. That is not necessarily true. That's what you believe. Someone else might believe differently. So you need to assess if these are beliefs, a story that I'm telling myself, or are they really the truth? And if they're not the truth, there's something you need to work on to be able to progress past that limiting belief. And this is a way to identify them. Sometimes, like I said earlier, you're holding on to beliefs that are not yours. It might be the most common is with the family. Money doesn't grow on trees. What do you think I made of money? When you used to ask for money from your parents when you were younger, you know, so that sometimes you're actually holding on to beliefs that aren't yours. So you need to assess those and model new ways of thinking, which we'll get into a little bit after, but it's important to identify these limiting beliefs. And these are strategies and tips of ways to identify what's going on and really look internally and peel back the layers and understand yourself on a deeper level. So create new empowering beliefs. Reframe your limiting beliefs to empower yourself. And how we do this is we actually need to do this consistently and constantly to be able to deep seed in our subconscious, because most of the time our conscious mind isn't doing much of the work. It's subconsciously we sabotage ourselves. Subconsciously, when we do something consistently for enough time, I'm sure everyone here has driven to work or done something they do, and then they've been like, how did I just do that? I'm sure everyone here has done that. I definitely have all the time. And what that is you're actually getting to a stage of what you call automaticity. And automaticity means that you do something consistently for a long enough time, it becomes a part of who you are, and your conscious factor, your conscious mind actually switches off and the subconscious takes over. So it's important when we reframe our limiting beliefs. How do we do this? Well, the idea is, I am not enough. Say if this comes up with you, once you've identified, I am not enough. You know you are enough. I am enough. You need to reframe that belief with a new belief that's going to empower you and affirm yourself. So that's the next part. Affirmations on a daily basis. I am enough. I am enough. We like to do this staring at yourself in the mirror. This could be pretty funny for people at times. And you need to really get into it. So it gets to the stage. You get to the stage with this where you believe it in every cell in your body. So it is who you are. You know you are enough. You really believe it with every cell in your body. And that's when you know that is your new belief. Because these limiting beliefs we've had, as we've said, we picked up from 0 to 7 or after that when we're quite young, or we model them from, they might have even been generations ago that have been modeled through there. So we really need to go hard to make this a daily practice to deep seed in your subconscious, so you're able to instill this new belief. Because it's quite hard. You can't just say something once and then truly believe it. You have to say it enough times and do it consistently, affirm yourself daily to be able to create these new empowering beliefs. When it comes to affirmations and declarations, the differences with this are, so I'm doing some, like the audiobook I was speaking about earlier, The Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker, highly recommend it. He does some declarations there on money, and one of them is, I entertain only thoughts that empower me. So that is a declaration. So sometimes affirmations can be quite hard. So to bridge the gap from your limiting beliefs to the affirmations, you can have declarations. So it is bridging that gap and declaring this is what you're going to do. So I'm working on myself on a daily basis and feeling better every day. That can be bridge the gap for you being, I am enough. The affirmation of I am enough, I am enough, I am enough. And it's about those affirmations, declarations, and a constant practice and awareness. Also to know when a situation happens in your life and you might get that self-sabotage, or you might get those thoughts, old thought patterns or stories come into your head. That's when you need to be aware of those, and that's when you need to reframe them again. So it's like, oh, I'm not enough. That might come up when you're about to do a presentation at work, and straight away in your head, you need to be going, oh, you're aware of it now, you've identified it, and then you need to reframe it in your head again. I am enough. I can do this. And just remember, this is an interesting thing that I always like. They say that being scared and being excited is the exact same physiologically. Its only difference is how we perceive it in the mind. If you think about it, the sweaty palms, the increased heart rate, the butterflies, it happens with both of them. It happens with being scared, happens with being nervous. Happy with being scared, happy with being excited. So make sure we reframe those and empower yourself, and constantly practice this. Catch yourself out. Be aware, because you actually need to be aware of the things and assessing. It says this in How to Break the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza. He's fantastic at what he does. And he talks about being able to assess where you're at and the things you don't want to do, the things you don't like, and it might be beating yourself up and things like that, but you have to assess, understand, and then reframe, create these affirmations, create these declarations, and constant practice and awareness. So creating your compelling future, this is the good stuff. So once you feel you're at the stage where you have overcome these limiting beliefs, you can start this stuff now anyway. But creating your compelling future, when you're not encumbered by the survival mind, and that's in that state, like I said, increased heart rate, stress, anxiety, you're not in a state of creation or in a state of being able to manifest things and being able to feel absolutely amazing and look into the future and take yourself into those future experiences. So it's important that once you've released these limiting beliefs, or while we're releasing them, that we do have that new space to manifest. You can be at that level of creation and being able to open up your mind, take yourself to the next level. So it's important that when we get to stopping these limiting beliefs from taking over, with our goal setting, is creating a healthy obsession. They say it's not healthy to be obsessed. I tend to disagree. You can have a healthy obsession with, it might be with your health. It depends on the person, because sometimes people can get too caught up in macros and this and that. And it's more about having a healthy obsession of where you want to get, the dream life you want to create, having that healthy obsession on a daily basis to create those daily rituals, create those daily habits to be able to take yourself to the next level. So whether you have your daily meditation, your daily journaling, visualization, this is a huge thing for creating your compelling future. It's a pretty cool story that happened with myself in Auckland. So we had what we call the F45 playoffs. So F45 is a group training gym, and they have these playoffs, which is a competition where you have 10 exercises in a row, and you have it's 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, only a 10-minute workout. You think it would be too bad. It is bloody tough, I tell you right now. But I was entering that as a trainer, and I literally in the morning visualized winning it, visualized how it would feel, visualized every little aspect for about 4 to 6 weeks before. And you won't believe what happened. When I got there, I was able to get myself in such a state, in a creative manifesting state, through those meditations where I literally visualized every single thing. When I was there, I just went for it. I had absolutely no doubt. One of the guys asked me at the end of the competition, have you checked your score? And I said to him, I haven't checked. I just knew, I just felt it because I'd been there before. And that is the power of visualization, being in that manifesting and creating state, and what you are truly capable. Every human being is capable of this, of creating these future experiences. It just takes practice and work, getting rid of these limiting beliefs so you can be in that manifesting and creative state. Create these daily rituals which light you up and make you feel better. Some really good references. Atomic Habits, really awesome for really setting yourself up to create everlasting performance habits. It's actually going to be our next webinar, which is really exciting. But the daily rituals and habits, one of the good things is how you start your morning. Generally, the day tends to go on from there. So I couldn't stress to you how important for yourself, and what's helped me transform my life has been these daily rituals and habits. It might start really small, but it's at an atomic level. That's what Atomic Habits talks about. The atomic level is the smallest molecular structure, but if you think about, you consistently do it each day, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until you create a tidal wave of success. So creating these daily rituals and habits. Another good reference, if you're wanting to get into some form of morning routine, is The Morning Miracle by Hal Elrod. And he talks about savers in the morning: silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. I'm surprised I remembered all that. But those are probably two good references if you are looking at creating these new daily rituals and habits, and these affirmations and declarations after, really assessing, identifying these limiting beliefs, understanding what they are, being able to reframe them, and then create these daily habits and rituals to take yourself to the next level. I hope that really helps. So other tools to accelerate overcoming limiting beliefs. So if you're finding it really tough by yourself, I can definitely understand that. I have not done this overcome all my limiting beliefs by myself. I just finished up with Beck, and she's actually watching the Zoom now. So just finished up a timeline therapy program. So I've also done my NLP timeline therapy, where we had timeline therapy done on ourselves then. I spent over $40,000 on immersion seminars. So one of the first ones that I did was when I moved to Sydney. It really unlocked my brain and the next level of consciousness. I realized that I was numb for the 10 years prior to that. I actually called my mum when I finished, and I apologized. I said, "Sorry, mum, I've been numb for 10 years. I've really just opened my eyes up and really understand." So I cannot stress enough how immersion seminars, the main reason being is immersing yourself in something. You do something, half an hour, 2 days a week or something like that. It's hard to get that huge breakthrough or huge change that you can have in an immersion seminar. Some are really good. MJB seminars, they're the ones I did my first few with. So I finished all 3 of theirs. So they were Relationships Anew, Letting It Go, and Student Teacher Profits. Those are the 3 that they have. And then also I've done Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within, absolutely fantastic as well. So really to immerse yourself, and really it's about learning who you are on a deeper level, understanding yourself on a deeper level. Coaching programs, so it's good to have someone there guide you Tony Robbins says it well, is if you want to get from point A to point B, find someone that has done it and model them. So you don't have to go all the pain, you don't have to do all the experiences to take ages to get there. As you can fast track your success by modeling someone that's done it. So coaching programs are really fantastic for that. Might be a life coaching program, might be a group life coaching program, whatever it is for you, that is going to help you accelerate your results in overcoming your limiting beliefs. NLP timeline therapy breakthrough, I spoke about this earlier. Really huge at getting that breakthrough within your life, because you release the 5 negative emotions: anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt. And once you release that negative energy that's connecting you to those past experiences, we then delete the decisions, like I was talking about when it comes to the deciding that you're going to believe I'm not enough, deciding that you're going to believe I don't have enough money. We delete those decisions, overcome those limiting beliefs, and then we do goal setting. We start doing that powerful visualization and manifestation, and go drop out these goals into your timeline. Really, really powerful. If you are interested in doing that, feel free to reach out. It's honestly powerful to really get that breakthrough in your life. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with before we do a few announcements and some free gifts is, honestly, I can't stress enough that the most important investment is yourself. If you feel like sometimes, oh, I don't have the money, once again, that's a limiting belief. But if you're not investing in yourself and your growth, your life is only going to change specific to what you're putting into that. So it's really important. I've seen the biggest growth within my life is when I've been investing in myself. Some of the best coaches in the world, they say you should just be putting 5 to 10% of your pay away to be investing in yourself. Like, we invest in houses, we invest in stocks, we pay rent for the house we don't even own, but sometimes we struggle to actually invest in ourselves. Know that you are worth it, and that when you invest in yourself, you actually get such a huge return. It can be 2-fold, can be 4-fold, can be 10-fold. I can tell you, I've probably had at least 10-fold a return on my investment in myself. So that's one of the last things I want to leave with you, is just make sure that you are putting yourself first for that growth and development. So, have a huge announcement. You might have seen already. So, it was literally launched today. So, on the 22nd of March, we are doing the free 7-day mindset and habits challenge. Strengthen your mindset, eliminate stress, and create everlasting performance enhancing habits. So, similar to what we were talking about before, we're going to have all sorts of added value in there for you, but it is going to be huge. So, if you are interested in getting amongst that, everyone that has jumped on this Zoom or anyone that is on the Facebook Live, just comment yes if you are keen to get amongst the 7-day habits challenge, mindset and habits challenge. So the idea of this is to unlock your potential, to get you into the habits that you've been trying to do for ages, prime your mind for success on a daily basis, and allow you to step into the best version of yourself, allow you to believe that you can do it, and give you the tools, skills, and knowledge to be able to take and continue after these 7 days to actually track and monitor your progress and be able to maintain it long term. So if you are keen to get amongst it, like I said, drop a comment yes, and I will send you the details. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm super, super excited for this free challenge, and planning on helping as many people as I can through this challenge. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So thank you for joining me today. Really, really appreciate it. Had some awesome people on the Zoom, and if you are watching live on Facebook, I thank you too. I really appreciate being able to fuel your energy, being able to add value for you, and help you just based on past experiences, knowledge, and learnings that I have, so you don't have to go through that same pain. So you can really step up and be the best version of yourself, and just get excited about your life, be more fulfilled. Just a few quick things, last few announcements. We have the 7-day challenge, our next webinar, which will be in 2 weeks, how to create everlasting performance habits to unlock your full potential. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. It's actually going to be a week before, or the week before the habits challenge. So perfect time to have a look at that. And we're going to get you set up for that challenge to really, really make some huge impact within those 7 days. Some free gifts as well for the people that have jumped on the Zoom. I will be emailing you. Private message me directly if you're really keen to get amongst it. But we have something I actually haven't written on here. We actually launched today, which we'll be using in the challenge, is the 7-day mindset and habits planner. So that's a free gift that we're giving away today, a spot on the 7-day the free 7-day mindset and habits challenge. And also we have 2 free life coaching sessions, or if you are interested in the timeline therapy, releasing those negative emotions, overcoming your limiting beliefs, and creating your compelling goal setting, creating your compelling future, you really want to have a breakthrough in your life with that one-on-one. I'm also offering a 1-hour timeline therapy breakthrough session or discovery session to see where you're at, connect it with the timeline therapy, and see if it's the right fit for you. I thank you all for joining me today, and I am really, really thankful that everyone has jumped on board, whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching this on the replay. I feel you, I'm here for you, and I'm just excited to talk about something like this and be able to help you with overcoming your limiting beliefs, knowing that I have done it myself. There's no way, even a year ago, probably, well, it's a little bit over a year ago now since I started my online business, let's say 18 months ago, that I think I'd be doing webinars, or that I think that, I'd be doing live videos or running my own business. I procrastinated on doing this for such a long time, but overcoming these limiting beliefs and empowering myself, I want you to be able to do the same with whatever area of your life that is for you. So I thank you all, and really appreciative for your support. And like I said, if you need absolutely anything, feel free to reach out, and I will be here to help you at any stage. So hope everyone has a lovely evening.